probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
I'm Jeff Gordon, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome once again to your favorite racing show this week, one more time on a Hump Day edition, Wednesday edition. Showtime Bobby Chappie right here, the Iceman Rodney Rodriguez, that's that man on your left. And we are here for another fun field racing adventure with you guys, as always, live from Texas.
Holidays are here, man. Starting to feel a little holiday around here. Nothing like 85 degrees in the middle of November, right? Week before Thanksgiving. Feels great here, dude. I went outside to pull in a trash can and sweat my ass off on the way back. And it's like 100 yards, if even that far. Come on, man. What's going on?
I don't know. It was supposed to rain, like a
coming
tomorrow. Yeah.
Coming.
Or Friday.
And in typical Texas fashion, the way it works around here, it's not just going to rain. They say it's going to flood. There's like flood warnings already out right now that I saw.
Yeah, if you live in the hill country, you're screwed again. So
yeah.
What's our X handle? I can't find it.
Man, at Revved Race Talk, I think is what that is. I don't know. You gotta get with the social media guy there. I think at Revved Race Talk. I could be wrong. That would be good to know, though. That would.
Yeah, well, hell, I don't know either. I can't find it either.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, you can catch it. You can catch it on the X. You can catch it on the Facebook. You can catch it on any major platform. Of course, we are on Racing America. So yeah, there's lots of play, and the podcast. A lot of people ask about audio only stuff. We still do audio only. It's just the audio only is not live. Every now and then we'll be live on Texas Sports Unfiltered when the producer remembers to set that up. But you can catch the podcast usually the next day. If you go to revvedupsportshow.com, right in the middle of the page there, you'll get the audio where it's just audio. You ain't got to look at us. So that's always there, and they're all there. All you have to do is click on that one, and we'll start getting some of that other stuff archived. We've got stuff that we're working on for in the off season with some more legends. Talked to one today that's going to be a lot of fun here in a couple of weeks. And Bobby, we got to mention, because I saw the post that came out I saw it, our friends at On Demand Shirts, great partner of the program. And then our friends at Stems, where next week, and I believe that's going to be on Wednesday. Again, it's all out of my control. I believe on Wednesday, we are going to have a special edition of Revved Up with some big news about the South Texas IMCA Modified Series. Big shit happening there. Yeah,
it's good to partner with Racing Series. Obviously, if you want to partner with us, just contact one of us and let us know. We are, national now, and we have a pretty good solid reach of different people all across the country. So if you're interested in a series and want to work out something, just hit us up and let us know. We're proud to be partners with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, are you in the holiday gig yet? Are you when does all that start for you guys?
Well, like work Christmas. Or regular?
Huh?
Working or the house stuff?
No, like getting the house ready and all that kind of stuff.
I usually let Elizabeth take care of it when I go to the Derby, but it doesn't look like I'm going to the Derby, so
yeah. Well, X is working, by the way. It just clicked on. And that's the other part about it. You can set notifications to where I guess that's Racing America, where this computer just popped up and it's like Revved Up is live. So boom, there you go. So yeah, lots of cool ways to do it. So I got to tell you, Bobby, dude, I am all over it, because I've been talking about I think I mentioned this to you, but I'm not going to be around the house. Not going to be around the family for Thanksgiving for the first time in the 25 years that I've been living. For the first time, I'm not going to be around. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to put a good emphasis on the Christmas time, because that's usually the one where it's like I get into that spirit about a week and a half before Christmas starts. So I'm like, I'm going to surprise the wife and I'm going to get the house ready. So I started looking around. we have very tall ceilings and roofs and all this on our house. So I call my friends at Humbug Holiday Lighting and got a quote. Dude, my house is decorated. The whole front of the house is decorated right now. The roof lines and over the garage and the thing. Nobody's even close to being ready to. Dude, my house.
This you're the only one on the block probably doing that now.
The Griswold Mansion around here, dude. I've got red and white candy cane lights out there. Man, I am set.
And they'll come and take it down too, don't they?
Y'all, they take it down. They take it down when you tell them to. They'll store it. So yeah, and then next year they come back out and they put it back up. So hell yeah, man. I'm all over it. I'm all over it this year. I'm like fired up. I'm excited. I'm excited about Christmas. Sucks to be gone during Thanksgiving, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't usually get into it. Like I said, normally I'm gone to the Derby, and Elizabeth will go pick up the tree and come back, and it's all decorated and all of that. And we didn't do much for Halloween. So I joked with her. I said, we didn't decorate for Halloween. We're not decorated for Christmas. And she says, that's not how that works. So apparently I'm going to get overruled on the Christmas decorations this year. So maybe I'll holler at your buddy to come help us.
I usually do the Christmas decorations like maybe a week and a half before is usually when I do it. And it looks very bad. I mean, it looks very piss poor. So yeah, it's pretty styling. Friends, remember the program is live, so we'd love to hear your comments. And if you have show topics that you want to talk about, because we've got a lot to discuss, obviously, tonight. Ricky Brooks is going to join us here in just a little bit. But tell us what you think right there. You see it on the screen. Comment to win. We get good comments there. We get a multitude of comments, and we'll ship you over to your front door a RUSS Revved Up prize pack, courtesy of our friends at On Demand Shirts. We'll get your contact information and ship it right to you. We won't even bill you for the shipping, man. We are full service up around here. So drop those live comments on here. If you're on Twitter or X, that's kind of the harder one. You can actually comment to the Racing America Twitter page there, and we can go back and look at that. And if you are the winner, we'll reach out and get a hold of you for all that. So we are in the waning stages here, Bobby. Now everything is big race. I mean, everything. Talk about it now. Yeah, it's all dirt and pavement, man. This is what it's all about right about now.
I mean, it is big show season. We talk about it coming every year. It feels like it sneaks up on us, although it doesn't. I'm not quite sure why every year it feels like it's sneaking up on us, but at the same time, I think that it's really good. I mean, obviously, when the NASCAR season's over, that last little bit of just that, you get that special feel, because now we're starting to get the Derby pictures. We got to see Kyle Busch's Derby car released today from the Bryson Lopez shop. I mean, you just get to see a lot of really good vibes, right? You get to see a lot of this special. I love the fact that people put a lot of effort into the Derby, but damn, they spend a lot of money on wraps with the possibility of tearing that shit up. I mean, they look great with the Christmas themed and ice themed stuff, but man, we've seen it more oftentimes than not. A lot of them special liveries, as our across the pond people call it, the special liveries they have there for the snowball weekend generally are the first ones that get tore up.
Yeah, and the thing about it is it's so different now to where, like with the Derby, for example, like we'll talk with Ricky about this as well, to where now you've got a multitude of events that are all kind of stack up to where in the past it's always been, and even on the dirt side, to where you had those single events at the end of the year that were very specific for this time of year and pretty much freestanding. But now it's like we talked about with the Bigley and then with the Derby. I mean, they are right on top of each other. And what's even more impressive, especially in this day and age where we talk about the cost of racing and so forth that's involved, to where you look at, and I know that there's separation there between the different sanctioning bodies and racetracks and all this different stuff. But when you go in there and you look at this, I mean, the entry lists that they have across the board, I haven't seen it. And we're not privy to the stuff, with modifieds and some of the other stuff in Pensacola. But just to see that you have that many that are planning to try to do, in this case, both of those races, that's pretty damn impressive. right now, because it's a pretty penny, like you said, to run one, much less two or three of these big events, even with dirt. Yeah, with the dome. When we talked to Cody last week, and then the Chili Bowl list came out today, a very preliminary Chili Bowl list, and I'm looking at that and I'm like, holy smoke! I mean, there are already so many people ready to go for these races.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's perfect time to get there, and I just have it. I mean, it's good. It's a good feeling. Like, you just really have that good feeling, because it's like, our buddy Larry Mack. It's 88 days to the Daytona 500, right before we can get back to another party, and there's multiple races that they talk about there on Channel 90. And it's the Derby and it's the Chili Bowl. And those are the two biggest off-season races. But now this Bigley race is getting big. And I don't know if it's getting the credit that it deserves for getting as big as it is, especially a week before the Derby.
Yeah. And what I like, there's a lot of things that I like about the Bigley, but to me, it's one of those things where I think that's such a great race for, let's say, somebody that's newer, because we always talk about trying to get new people into the sport or whatever. I think the 128 is somebody, or is one where you can get somebody in there, and it's much more compact. It's very, it culminates in the big race, but it's, I mean, very restricted on the time that you're going to see cars on the track. For the teams, it's very cost saving. And at the same time, when you get the race, it's a race where it's going to, and no offense to the other race, but it's a race the race is going to happen fast. I mean, the tempo is just so fast. When you talk about a 128 at the Freedom Factory, that's kind of what you want right there. And that's why I say with NASCAR, I think a lot of what NASCAR needs to think about doing is shortening races. Where at the same time, I don't want them to do that, because I'm a 405-mile kind of guy. I mean, I'll sit around and watch.
Sit around for 4 hours. We're one of the old school guys that like to sit around for 4 hours and watch a race.
Yeah, it's like you plan around a long race like that. I mean, how many people do you see, like, when they go, whether it be to the All-American or to the Derby or to any of these, to where it's like these things start stretching out and you hear them, the race is too long. You're all jazzed up and ready for it. That's what I like about the Bigley, is it's going to be boom and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years we've gone to the Derby. We've seen the Derby just be all out. That year that Thorne just started smoking everybody's ass, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now. I mean, it was like record-setting pace. The Derby was done in less than 3 hours that one year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, take a look there. The folks from TSU checking in. We'll get you some Daytona thoughts coming up, because that is right around the corner. And Rachel Plant is checking in as well. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Kayla. Thank you all for being a part of the program this evening. One of you or two of you or some of you might be taking home a Revved Up Sports Show prize pack, courtesy of our friends at On Demand Shirts. All of that happening here tonight. But let's hop over and talk some racing. That's what we're here to do, and we are here to welcome in one of our good buddies, just one of the best dudes in short track racing. It is our man, the great Ricky Brooks. How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing, Rodney? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, for taking the time. I know it's a very, very busy time. So before we dive into the 128, I had heard some rumblings and saw some different things, but I wasn't sure exactly what was going on, and I wasn't brave enough to ask you. But I see about 30 minutes ago, boom, UARA Pro Late Model Series. Talk about that, man. That is so exciting for you guys.
Yeah, it's we've been talking about it for a while, and it was just time to go ahead and dive off into it. The races are a little heavy at Auburndale, but we're going to put Auburndale on the map. The Rex has been one of the people that supported me with a sportsman from day one, and him and Jerry up at Highland Rim, and then we got the 125 at the Rattler. And then we've got a TBA date on there. We'll announce that later, but that's going to be pretty big if everything comes together.
Excellent.
So, Ricky, once again, thanks for joining the show. What goes into the schedule like that? I mean, obviously Auburndale's pretty heavy on it, but it's like, is it like just market demand for it? Is it just to have a feeder series, if you will, to the supers? I mean, it's not like you just randomly wake up one day and say, you know what, I think I want a Pro Late Model Series. Let's go. I mean, it's got to be a lot of moving parts and pieces on that deal.
There's a lot of moving parts, and it's been in the works for some time. The Sportsman Series is doing really well. And there's a lot of people down in Central Florida that has Pro Car now, and there's some being built, and everybody needed a place to go to, so we're just giving them a place to go race. It wasn't just on a whim that we just decided we wanted to do that. Like I've said in the past, my focus is on a blue collar racer. There's a whole lot more of the blue collar racers than they are the big money teams. It's not saying we don't want the money teams, but we need to focus where our clientele is.
Yeah. And Ricky, I can only assume that this is going to be, I mean, because the model that you have for the supers and so forth, where it's not a points thing to where it's like the accumulated money and so forth, that's what's going to crown your champion and so forth. Will that be the case as well with the pros? And then the second part of that question, will it be the same thing to where it's limited practice, tires are limited, all of that? I mean, the great model that you built with the supers and the sportsmen, will that carry over to the pros?
Correct. That's going to be the same model.
Love it. Love it. That is so
And
great.
we're going to, and our rule book for next year is going to dictate some stuff for 2027. We're going to kind of dial some of that stuff back in 2027. So if some people may say I'm going out on an island by myself, but I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so either.
No, you'll have the hardcore people that'll follow you just because of the success you've had with URA and the supers. In terms of let's talk about the before we get to the big league. It seems like there for a while, some of the super stuff was dying off, and some of the other with the quote unquote big money teams, those kids and drivers were moving to trucks or to ARCA. So there's kind of a little bit of lull. Now we got the next batch of young kids in here. And so it seems like the super stuff is kind of stabilized now. And it seems like everywhere you go with one of the big races across the country, you got the same group of guys showing up and racing, and they're putting on some damn good racing all over the country. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean the super stuff is in a good place right now. Can we do something different to try to help that along? Absolutely. But that's what the pros are for. Just try to reel some of that stuff back in, and then when they go to supers, it's the next level.
Yeah. And it really seems like for you guys with the addition of the pros now that you really do have that kind of that tier, right? With the sportsmen, you've done a remarkable job there where you had this outlaw thing that is a little out of control, to be honest with you. You've got the sportsmen where you've got that, and then now you got the pros, and now you got the super. So you really have a tiered level with UARA to where you can kind of gradually make your way up to that point, it seems like.
Correct. And like with the sportsmen, at the end of last year, I put out a 3-year rule book. Unless something majorly happened that I need to make an adjustment, the sportsman rules are going to be the same for 3 years. And this was the first year of them. So I've got 2026 and 2027 for those guys.
Love it.
So, Ricky, one of the things we've noticed, and it's not even on the promotion for the big league, is that you're able to put names on promos and posters and event ads and stuff like that with names of super late model drivers that now resonate with fans. How cool has that been to see over the course of the last couple of years where some drivers are perfectly content being badasses in super late models other than going off and chasing that checkered flag in NASCAR and some of the other places? Because when you put a list out, a pre-registration list, it's like, damn, okay, these are enough guys to want to go.
Yeah, the list that we have this year is pretty phenomenal, in my opinion. And it's good that we have people that just want to stay in the super late model world and not move up to the next level. Some people are just content with what they're doing, and they love what they're doing. And we need that. We need that bad. We need more people to hang around longer instead of go to that next level.
Yeah, it's definitely a destination, which I mean, to me, top of the list for me is super late models. I mean, even on the dirt side, if I'm having to pick a dirt series, for me, it's a super late model. I mean, that's just where it resonates with me. We were talking, Ricky, before you came on about what I love about this race is the Memorial 128 there at the Freedom Factory. You have long races. You have all of these where it just consumes so much time. and I'm talking about from button up, from the start to button up to just everything. This right here, the restricted time on the track that the teams get, to me, that's even more pivotal because it makes them work harder. I mean, tires, it saves them money the way that you have all of that programmed together, like I was talking about. And then you have a shorter race and duration that's going to really ramp everything up. Talk about the Bigley 128. Not only that, you got the Bigley name on it. This is just such a big race to wrap everything up for you guys.
Well, 2 years ago, when Billy asked me to take this deal over, it was his vision of what his dad would have wanted. And it's a 2-day event. You don't spend a bunch of money on tires. It's 128 laps. And we've kept that vision. I've been asked numerous times, why don't we take the car count up to 32 instead of 28? They may come a time for that, but right now we want to leave it 28, the 28 starters. We have two 15-lap B mains to make it into the 128. And then we have a 50-lap race that pays very well, pays better than a lot of 100-lappers.
Mm-hmm. So
everybody gets to race, and nobody leaves there with junk tires because you put 3 or 4 laps on them.
Yeah.
So it's turned out, I think that's what entices people a lot is you get 2 days at the racetrack. I park rigs on Thursday afternoon just so they don't have to take them to an Airbnb or a hotel. So they're parked in their spot. So Friday morning when they walk in there, they're ready to go. And we don't have a ton of practice. I mean, we've got practice on Friday and like an hour and a half on Saturday, but you're not running the car to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then the race itself is a 4-tire race. It pays like a 200, 300 lap race, probably better than most. And you race Saturday and you get out of there and go home, and the Friday night, we feed everybody Friday night that's in the pits. So that right there is one big thing. You don't have to worry about leaving the racetrack, go feed everybody. But now you're 10, 11 o'clock getting to the hotel.
Right.
So, Ricky, the thing that I love about the 128 is when you look at the entry list, it's the who's who. There's guys that can win this race. That there's 15 guys on that list that can win this race, this upcoming race. And I think that it's even more impressive is the fact that you've got those calibers of drivers coming in right before the Derby. I think it's because of the format that you have being on track with limited time and enough time to go home. If they have issues at the Bigley, they could go get their backup cars or go get the stuff they need for the Derby. But the fact that there's guys from all over the country coming down to run the 128 is just amazing. There's just that who's who of super late models that are there, and you're just like, damn, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, the list is pretty amazing. We hit 51 entries today. Wow. And as of today, I have not heard of one single car that's not coming. You always lose about somewhere 5 to 10%, but I haven't heard of anybody not coming this year. So I'm preparing for 51 cars plus the 20 sportsman cars that are going to be there that we invited to come. So we're planning on a packed pit area.
Man, that is great. That is great. And a great facility there to be running there. I mean, I know the support for the Freedom Factory and so forth is just tremendous there in that area there of Florida. I do want to ask you, how rewarding is it for you where you as the president of UARA and with everything that you've been able to build here with the series, now the series, because now there's going to be 3, that you have this many drivers that want to come be a part of your program. And I talk to drivers from all around the country, and they say we want to go race for Ricky because we know he's gonna be stern. He's going to be, they may use other words to describe the way that you're going to operate your race that I don't really want to say with you right there, but they know you're going to be fair. I mean, how great is that for you to know to what you have built right now to see this outpouring of support that this series has right now?
It's truly amazing. And the reward of having an event go well, everybody leave there not pissed off. That's rewarding as well, knock on wood, we hadn't really had any problems the last couple of years. So hopefully that continues down the road into next year. And the support that we've had for the Bigley this year is overwhelming.
So, Ricky, my next question is a little complicated, and more so because it's got your promoter hat and your series owner hat on. And no, I'm not begging for a race in Houston. Everybody asked about that all the time. But in terms of getting a new race to a new track, what is it, a chicken or an egg scenario? Is it a market size? Is it a sponsor deal? Is it the ability to pull cars, or is it just all of it to say, run a new venue, whether it be Houston or, ABC Speedway in, Southern Florida?
It's all the above. I mean, everything has to work. I mean, it's got to work for the series. It has to work for the racetrack, or they can't do it. Next week we're releasing our super schedule, and it's going to have a new state and a new track on it. And the amount of interest that we've already had with that between the racetrack and the racetrack sponsors and their cars that already run there has been pretty good. And this deal just got done here in the last 4 or 5 days. So I'm pretty excited about that one when that schedule comes out next week. And then the Rattler, we just announced a few weeks ago that the Rattler's paying $50,050.50. So that's going to be big for the Rattler next year.
Yeah, and with the Rattler, Ricky, how great is that? Because once that became under the helm of your organization, the Rattler is already just a great event. I mean, that's one of those that you have in your short track bank of destination races. But since you guys have taken that over, I mean, it's just grown so much. And now with the purse, kind of talk about that venue again, South Alabama Speedway, just great people there. I mean, there's absolute top notch people. You've taken this and you've elevated an already great event. You got to be really proud of that, man, because that's a circled one. That's a circled one for a lot of people now, if it wasn't already before.
Absolutely. A lot of people didn't know the Rattler paid what it paid in the years past for some reason. But for the 50th, we wanted to take it up a notch. And that's what brought the pro thing around as well. I'm already there. The sportsmen are there. Last year after the pro race, Kevin got with John and told John that he wanted me to handle the pro race in 26. So everything just fell in line. Hopefully this brings the amount of cars that the Rattler deserves in the pro and the super. Hopefully the super for sure, because there's been a lot of people say, well, I really wish I knew about the Rattler. Well, they know about it now because we're going to hammer it out from here to March.
That's crazy. So other than the new track that we'll find out in a couple of weeks, what is like a dream track for you in terms of like taking a super late model? Like if you had them all, I mean, you go to great racetracks all over the country. I mean, is there one that you feel like, maybe is it like a 1.5 mile track, a mile track? Is there anywhere that you're envisioning one day, man, I'd love to have a race with the supers there?
I really don't look to go to a 1 mile or 1.5 mile track because I think too many factors play into that. I'd rather stay on the short tracks.
That's good. That's a great answer.
And to be honest with you, I would love to have a race in Houston, but all the boxes have to get checked for that to happen.
Those boxes
Houston's a great, yeah. Houston's a great facility. It always has been, even when I was going out there helping demand a box,
Yeah. There's a lot to that. Folks are always get excited about that, but they just don't understand. They're not in your spot to where you do have to check the boxes off. Ricky, last one for me. So let's and again next week it'll be the Bigley 128. Kind of recap again what you were talking about there. The time on the track, where folks can check the race out if you can't get to the Freedom Factory. And again, if there's any names that you want to drop there across the series that are entered, if there's anybody that may even want that you've heard that may still enter. That's the funny thing about it with the car count that you have now. There may still be more at this point.
I'm hearing of 2 more entries, but I don't want to say it unless they actually enter the race. Um, buy your tickets because we hope to sell the grandstands out. That's the goal. We're doing everything we can. Craig Cazone's helping me a lot with the marketing. You've seen a lot of marketing, a lot of press for this event, and he does a lot. And it should pay off in the long run because I'm gonna say it's probably 10 times more than it's ever been done for this event. And the Freedom Factory, they do a good job. They've been putting stuff out for them. They had a big race last weekend with the mullets, and we handed out over 4,000 flyers to all those people that come through the gate. I've got a banner up at the racetrack advertising for the race. Just a lot of stuff.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be in for a shock after watching minivans versus super late models. That's going to be a shock right there for some of the guys at the Freedom Factory.
Some of that stuff we need to incorporate into short track racing as well. We're supposed to have one of the Allison Legacy cars there making laps to see how that car reacts to that speedway, because I'd like to put them on the schedule next year for a couple of races. I talked to Eddie over at Mobile, and we're supposed to have one there to come and make laps and some downtime.
Nice.
I like
Well,
it.
Ricky, best of luck on this 128. I know that you've got the support of a lot of people behind you in the racing community, and it's going to be it's a can't miss race, whether you're in there in person or you're going to watch on the stream. But man, we wish you the best of luck as always. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit of your time with us, especially during race week, because we know that your time is very, very precious, and we appreciate every time you come on the show.
I appreciate you guys. Just keep pushing the big league. It's in its 10th year. I think it's going to grow to where it may have to become a bigger, a longer show, but we're going to do our best to keep it at a 2-day show.
Absolutely. Great work as always, Ricky. Anytime, holler if we can help you. Happy to do that, and good luck. Hope to see you soon in person.
Yep. Thank you, Rodney.
You bet. Take care.
Bye.
You bet. There he goes, Ricky Brooks. What a job that he has done right there. And when you think of the whole Bigley event in and of itself is like, I mean, remember the Freedom Factory was closed at one point. You know, it wasn't the Freedom Factory, but when you want to talk about an event blossoming into something really big, and then I mean a track kind of coming out of desperation. I mean,
have you seen the grandstand shots from last week?
Absolutely, man.
I mean, that place was jammed.
Absolutely.
There's a Carson Hocevar has a YouTube video that I watched the other day talking about where him and Cletus were in one of those Crown Vics. I guess technically they called it a Caprice because he can't drive anything other than a Chevy. But man, oh man, I mean, I know that it's not the same deal as minivans racing and Crown Vics racing around an infield as it is a super late model. But you know what? You had, like Ricky said, they passed out 4,000 flyers.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a hell of a way to get people to come back to what's going to be a fantastic show on the 28th and 29th.
It really is. I mean, it's absolute genius on the marketing thing right there, to where you have that kind of event prior that's going to bring out people that probably would not be at the Bigley. You know what I mean? I mean, it's folks that want to come out to see a show, that want to see something a little bit different. So that's really smart how they did that right there. And I think it's kind of twofold. And again, we support all the events. I mean, we talked to Ricky, we talked to Tim, we talked to the folks from, Cordeal. I mean, we support all of the short track racing. And on the dirt side, I know that there's, discontent and whatever, but we kind of stay out of that and just want to support all these folks. I think what Pensacola's doing this weekend with the Crown Vic thing, and the Derby preview or whatever that's called, I think that's great as well, because the Crown Vics, that's going to bring people in that may not. I mean, I don't know how in Pensacola you don't know about the Derby, but I mean, those kind of events are what really help set the plate for your big show. And here's that list again. I mean, when you take a look at this, and like you mentioned there to Ricky Brooks, man, look at these names. I mean, these are names just from across. It's so big to me that now, like with Ricky's races, that you are pulling from outside of Florida, where for a long time it was predominantly Florida, which that makes sense because that's where a lot of the races are. But I mean, look at this. I mean, Casey Johnson. I mean, come on. This is a huge event, as you said, days before the Snowball Derby.
Yeah, I mean, you got
what a
Ty
time to be an
Majeski,
asphalt
Johnny
fan.
Sauter, Carson
Yeah.
Hocevar,
Yeah.
Travis
Yeah.
Cope's coming. I mean, there's
Yeah.
some Nasty. Why he with the
Majeski.
Scotiabank.
Yeah,
You know?
Majeski. I mean, it's like, dude, this is and that's the other thing about it to where there are benefits of this race, and that's where, like, when Ricky's talking about there, to where, I mean, at some point it may be just with the way, but I know Ricky well enough to know that right there, what he said at the end of that conversation, he's going to resist changing laps into this race and changing time on the track and all that, because that's what makes UARA so successful to me, where it's so different from all of the other series, and to where it is. I mean, it's compact, and it's a hell of a lot more affordable when it comes to, I've said it for a long time, a lot of these big short track races, I mean, the most excited person's a tire man.
That's
Because
right.
he's gonna make a killing. He's gonna bring bags of cash in weekends like that.
No, I mean, that's what they do. Practice. No need for it.
Yeah.
There's so much engineering and shit now involved in super late model racing. There's not as much sim as you'd think there'd be, but I mean, there's still no need for that much practice. I mean, that's where the super money teams end up outspending the bit, to me. And it's an unpopular take. The bigger shows, and I'm not picking on the Derby, I'm not picking on Berlin for the Money in the Bank race.
Mhm.
The big shows are about, I'm going to outspend you to outrace you.
Yeah.
A show like the Bigley, it's so damn short. You just got to get right on the setup, and you can smoke their ass
Yeah.
without breaking the bank.
Yeah, because you don't have the amount of controlled pit stops and all that you have, and these cars right now, I mean, they are that technologically advanced to where, like we talk about the Cup car, to where it's like, if you miss the setup on the Cup car and you roll off the trailer, you're fucked. I mean, because you can't go in there and adjust on those things like you can on the supers, the pros, and I mean, shit, you want to talk about adjusting the sportsman. I mean, those are the ones where you can really get in there and tweak the stuff that we grew up tweaking. But I just love the fact to where, with a shorter race like this, it really does make it in the 128 to where you got to be pretty damn good off the truck, because you don't have. You go out in that first practice, if you've missed it pretty bad in the first practice, you're treading water, because, like he said, what do you say, 51, and they're going to start 28.
You'll be running that 50 lapper for sure if you're not careful.
Yeah, and that's a lot of good cars that are going, I guess in this case, going to Pensacola, because jeez, man, this is a loaded field.
Loaded field. It's so damn impressive.
It really is.
You get that quality of car a week before the Derby.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Actually, not even a week. I mean, those guys show up on Wednesday. Like,
oh yeah. I've got friends that live near there. One of them's car, one of them's booty is up here on this screen, and I'll get a text early in that week. Why do I hear cars on the track early in the morning into late at night? Why do I hear cars on the track? And that's what that race is, and the Bigley is not that race. So again, you guys, comment to win. You guys are doing a great. Now that's the comments that I like to get tonight. So be sure and comment to win. We'll get you a RUSS prize pack if you are the winner tonight, and it's a Revved Up Sports Show t-shirt and a Revved Up Sports Show cap, courtesy of our friends at On Demand Shirts, and we will certainly get that into you here just as soon as possible. Speaking of on-demand shirts, how about another word from our great friends at On-Demand Shirts?
Precision, consistency. Just like in racing, these are our values of screen printing, embroidery, and everything in between. If it's branded, we can do it.
Absolutely. On-demand shirts, and they help out a lot of racetracks. They help out a lot of drivers, and we've talked to James Cole. And again, programming reminder coming up next week. I think it's probably going to be on Wednesday. Be sure and check the socials, and we'll definitely get that buttoned up for you, to where we've got a holiday edition. I had actually thought about taking off next week, to be honest with you, Bobby. I was going to run that by you, and then somehow I got in a conversation yesterday, and it was like, oh man, we really like to talk next week. I'm like, hey, you got something to talk about? We want it here first.
That's right.
That's it's all too often we see stuff and it's like, why don't you call us? Why didn't you let us talk about it? So if somebody wants to talk about something, we can get this thing rolling. It's pretty easy to make happen.
It really is. It's a lot easier than what people think. And it's you know, and
Until
most
it doesn't work.
till it
Until
doesn't
it
work. Yeah,
doesn't
like I
work.
mean, like when you're in a hotel in Vegas and the internet sucks, yeah, then it's hard. But
I tell you, this little box back here that runs all this, when that son of a gun isn't cooperating. Anyway,
speaking of Vegas, dude, have you seen all that damn rain on the Formula One track about ready to flood it out?
No, I was watching Monday Night Football. Go Cowboys! Great job. I was nice to Dallas last week because of everything, and I saw some aerial pictures. I'm assuming that was of the track. I didn't even know. Is it raining there?
Oh, it's been flooding all that. That the same system that made them
Nice.
cancel the NHRA race there at Sonoma. They've ended up having to cancel all kind of street concerts and all kind of stuff in Vegas because of the fact that it rains for, like, even when we were there over July 4th, it rained its ass off for 2 hours and flooded for 6.
Ooh, damn.
Like
So-
it's so damn flat. Like a lot of those casinos, like up underneath the Flamingo and the Link and all that was under 4 foot of water, and it only rained its ass off, really damn hard for about 2 hours.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah, like Bobby mentioned, Formula One coming up there at I guess this weekend. It is there on the modified street course at Las Vegas. So Formula One's still going. It's like you get IndyCar that is done way early, which I wish they would stretch it out a little bit. But it's so funny where I'm kind of changing my stance a little bit on that, and this is where we can kind of go back to the comment here from TSU or with Daytona, to where I'm kind of changing the stance a little bit to where I do wish that IndyCar ran later, but now I'm beginning to understand it a little bit better, because maybe this whole thing about the point system and so forth this year, it really kind of making it make sense a little bit more to me, to where NASCAR trying to compete with the NFL. And I know people say, well, don't count the NFL, don't count college football. Bullshit. You have to factor that in, though. Those two entities are at a breakneck level right now of popularity. They're going to put a hit on you. I'm still surprised that it's more on Cup than Xfinity, but anyway, I digress. But yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, I think I'm kind of starting to understand the IndyCar mindset a little bit better, why they get done so early.
Yeah, but your budget has to be so weird to have your last points race in October.
Yeah.
And find a way to make all that money last to keep your employees employed from November all the way through the end of February.
Yeah, it's a good call.
To me, that's a hell of a way to budget. But and your budgets to IndyCar, hell, they ain't nothing compared to the NASCAR budgets, and they race 38 weeks a year, 38 out of 40 weeks.
Yeah, I know, and we're still awaiting kind of all of that. I mean, like with the thing with the Daytona predictions and so forth. And again, Daytona is such a crapshoot. I mean, we can kind of touch on that a little bit. I mean, I think that's where I think if you're a NASCAR fan, I would really think that once Denny Hamlin gets everything back in when he wants to race again, I know he said it, countless times, that where right now it's the last thing on his mind. I mean, for Denny Hamlin to come on out, and that's a guy that's won the Daytona 500 multiple times. So for him to kind of come back and win that race, I would put Denny Hamlin at the front of my list of people that would be a favorite in that kind of race. But that's where you go back to the Michael McDowells and the John Hunter Nemecheks and these guys that you may not see every week at the top of the board, and you can qualify 38th in that race, and hell, you're in first place by lap 10.
No.
So I think it's just so wide open. But a Denny Hamlin win in the 500, another Denny Hamlin win in the 500, I think would be great. Where at the same time, it would kind of suck if you're Denny, because it's like, man, I can win one of the hardest races there are to win, but I can't button up a championship. And then what he just went through there in November at the finale, it's like, God, hell, he may really want to quit.
Well, he did say on his show that he would have begged Joe Gibbs to retire at the top if he did win a championship. He said that. I mean, and the only guy would have totally benefited by that would be Corey Heim.
Yeah.
And he still haven't said what he's doing.
I know.
And I don't think the door on his truck is opened up because there's somebody else that's supposed to take that seat.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, what do you do with that guy? And I guess kind of the counterpoint to that is, you really don't have, with Ford or Chevrolet, you really don't have a glaring spot where you can have the Jeff Gordon, Bill Davis, Rick Hendrick thing, to where somebody can swoop in there and get your, next great star, because everything is filled up. It's a very finite amount of seats. And we're right here on the cusp of this December 1st thing with the court date thing with 2311 in front row. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. I mean, I think a lot of folks are playing this thing off, but it really does come down to me, because I truly think maybe more for front row, where if this doesn't work out in their favor, I mean, seriously, so how many cars would that be? That'd be 2, 4,
6.
That'd be 6 cars. 6 cars that you could lose right there. 6 seats.
6 charters for sure. Junior's going to get 1.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you think of
Dodge
that,
Dodge will get 4. Actually, Dodge will get 3.
Yeah.
That leaves 2.
Yeah. And when you think about 2311, I mean, no disrespect to Bob Jenkins' group, but dude, that's 2 really good cars. I mean, and that's, say what you want to say.
That's a prominent owner. People still take for granted that Michael Jordan owns a NASCAR team, or is a majority owner in a NASCAR team. People still take that for granted. The most notable sports figure on the planet, plays in NASCAR.
Yeah, it's like more people go to the Denny thing, to where it's like, oh, this is Denny. This is Denny doing all this.
Jordan's the one that wants part of it to be more like an NBA package.
This is Jordan. I mean, this is so much 80% Michael Jordan. I mean, Michael Jordan changed the landscape of sports with the things that he did. And that's what he sees, this blueprint that's going on right now, to where, I mean, I mean, the teams are getting probably the short end of the stick. But it all goes down to NASCAR's in total control. It is their thing. And yeah, it is a monarchy. I mean, that's a big word to use, but that's what it's always been. They control everything.
NASCAR took ISC private for a reason.
Right.
They took a publicly traded company, got the money to buy out all the shares and make it private. Same thing that SMI did. Marcus and them took it private.
Yep.
That's why, because now they don't have when they took it private, what did they do? Combine the tracks that the France owned, combine the tracks that NASCAR owned, and put them all together. Yeah.
And that's why when you talk about going to different venues and all these different things, and how about that nugget from Ricky, by the way? Now I'm curious.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Probably not going to be at Houston, but
yeah, I think he kind of made that one pretty clear, didn't he? But you know him. You never know. You know him. So maybe. So I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, dude. Look, 14-10. We were almost there. I'm like, there's still hope. There's still hope. But the thing is, when folks talk about new cup venues and they're like throwing them out, and lots of them that get thrown out, again, the infrastructure is not there. We can get into roads. We can get into all that. We can get into all that stuff that's very obvious that anybody can see, even a blind person. But it's like, no, they're not going there. That's not a part of the club. And it's a club that is like NFL owners, like NBA owners, like NHL owners. It's a club of millionaires that control everything, and it's not going to change. And those millionaires, they've earned that right? I mean,
to me, the only place that they could do a race that's not a street course and not a road course is Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
Because it's not too terribly far outside of Denver, and it's the right size track. It's not a mile and a half. It's not a mile. It's kind of similar to Nashville, and it's still got. But and they've learned from Iowa that you can have a really good crowd with 30 to 40,000 people. Does it make money? But can you imagine a cup race in Denver on the West Coast? That's
a market that needs to be tapped. That one right there. I see
they tried the Portland deal with Xfinity, and it wasn't cost effective to go run the road course race in Portland.
Yeah. I see the New York thing thrown around a lot, but man, yes, it'd be great. I mean, the exposure, all of that. But I mean, I have to think if you're a fan or somebody that's going to go to that place, my wife loves New York. I don't want to go there. I mean, I'd love to go there if it was like my mobility was I didn't have to worry about that. But it's like people there don't drive. I mean, it's like the streets and all of that.
Subway, and some subways are better than others.
Yeah, and it's like people want New York, but let's say that they did go into the New York market, and this thing is in an outlying area. It's gonna be the same shit that you got in Chicago right now, to where it's like where you've got Chicagoland Speedway. Oh, that's not Chicago. Well, they tried Chicago. And,
Well,
and that
Nashville
didn't work.
Super Speedway is not in Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. So I am very much of the opinion that I think the Denver metropolitan area there proper, whatever you want to call it, I think that would be great. I think that would be a great
Pike Peak is
destination.
it's not in Denver, but it's not too terribly far away.
Yeah.
I'm still excited for San Diego. I really want to try to go to that race.
I think that, and again, I like that with the whole emphasis.
Should have been
on
July 4th on the military base, but yeah.
Well, and it's like when folks, and this is where I do applaud NASCAR. I mean, I applaud NASCAR for a lot of things, and I poo-poo on them a lot for a lot of things too, but that's what we do. This is our job. I do like when they talk about we need the West Coast presence, the visual. I like that they went to San Diego. That's still the West Coast, right?
It's not LA, but it's still a major metropolitan area.
Yeah, it's like folks
There's
will say,
a spotload of people that live in San Diego.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't want to be in LA. Okay. Well, California's big. You know, Texas, when folks come to Texas and they're like, we're going to Fort Worth. We're going to the race in Fort Worth. That ain't in fucking Fort Worth. I'm sorry. It's close, right? But that's not Fort Worth. That's
20 miles north. 20 miles north.
Grapevine. Yeah.
I mean, it's in Denton County.
County.
It's probably closer to Denton than it is to Fort Worth.
Yeah. So and that's part of that. But I like that market. But we'll see what happens with the lawsuit. And I think what I'm really surprised about is, and we can kind of finish off the NASCAR stuff here to answer the question about Daytona. It's a crapshoot, but this point thing needs to get released. I think.
I don't think it's going to come out to after the new year.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's coming out now. Dale Jr. will probably spoil it on the download, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to come out to after the new year.
Well, and I think the thing about it, I think the other part about it that could be maybe a little bit of the delay there is you kind of want to let this court thing kind of shake itself out a little bit. Let it.
If it gets released early, it's because the court thing's going bad.
Yeah. It's gonna come out the Friday afternoon after Thanksgiving. Where you dump that thing out on a Friday press dump. But no, it'd be the Monday because you definitely want that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Sounds like it's still going to be some sort of playoff system, which, I mean, I'm sorry. I think it needs to be. I'm sorry. I know I'm in the minority, I guess, but a 36 race thing just doesn't. I mean, I'll watch. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid. Didn't really understand what was going on because a lot of those point things were locked up. And I'm seeing a lot of where folks are posting, the 92 Hooters 500 isolated incident. Isolated incident. That
was one time. Most of the time, it's two guys.
Yeah.
Usually, it's two guys. Every once in a while, you do like 1999 and have three from 97 to 99. You got three with Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you get, but it's usually two guys that run away and you see those guys fight. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I think they're on the right track. I mean, hell, I'm just happy they brought Rockingham back.
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of folks kind of go back to where it's like the consistency part, and they kind of revert back to 96 when you had Gordon and Terry, and Terry won a couple of races and Jeff won 10 or 11, whatever he won that year, and it was like, but the consistency of Terry Labonte won him that championship. If Terry Labonte would have beaten Harry Gant, if Harry Gant had 10 wins. Probably wouldn't be that same correlation there. It was like Jeff Gordon just wasn't very popular at that time. Remember, it was like anybody but Gordon, kind of like what we're seeing right now with a lot of these guys. So it's like when you start having these conversations and you go back and forth on what systems work, it's very look. I mean, I used Terry Labonte's, both of Terry Labonte's championships. Consistency, yeah. I mean, I think in '84 he won a race. I think. And Darrell Waltrip won a lot of races, but Terry he and the Hagen team were just so consistent that's how you reward a championship.
Very rarely does the guy that win the most races win the championship.
I know.
Rarely.
I know. And that's why the change was made. The emphasis on winning and the remember the whole Kenseth thing. Why did this happen?
Because everybody bitched about wanting to not see a full 36 race season. That's why. That was number one.
I know. Yeah.
Number two, he wrapped it up 3 races early, and now nobody wants to see a 1 race playoff. I mean, it's like, you're never going to make a system that's happy for everybody. But at some point, I think it's going to. I don't think it's full 36. I think the most popular one, the most logical one's going to be 3-3-4.
Yeah.
The stages, the playoff racing is not going anywhere. Stages aren't going anywhere. Now, stage points, playoff points, stuff like that. Who knows? But the stages are not going away. TV loves the stages.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a built-in break. And I mean, that's where it's for the folks that say there's too many commercials. Well, I mean, when there's a stage break, you ain't missing nothing. Nothing's happening. They're running around under yellow, and NASCAR doesn't seem to be able to run quick yellows anyway. So you're really not going to miss anything, because when they come back, the question
would always be, if there's a stage break, why count cautions?
Yeah. Now that I totally get. Stop the lap counter. I totally get that. That's good. The overtime thing. I mean, race to the flag and all that. I mean, I just still, for the life of me, I just cannot figure out why it took 2025 for this to just the shit hit the fan. God. Dude, it's been this way for a while, right?
Been this way for 10 years.
Been this way for a little bit.
No, at 11, because it started in 14.
Yeah.
The knockout system, anyway, started in 14.
Yeah. Yep.
21 years for a chase / playoff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, that's anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll come out sooner than later, or later than sooner. Back over to super late models right quick. You had the Governor's Cup at Nice. Man, that you watching races at NSS, man, it's so cool to watch them zipping around that big old monster. That's a beautiful racetrack to watch cars go around, isn't it? God damn.
Underrated.
I just love it. Cole Butcher wins there over Stephen Davis and Gavin Bochelle in the super late models, pro late models. Jason Vale. Very nice race there run by Mr. Vale. And actually reached out to him. I think we're probably going to get him later on as we get into the thing. He was or into the off season, he was kind of tied up as well this week. A lot of holiday stuff going on for these folks. But Jason Vale just kind of sitting back, was a little bit further back than you would typically see Jason Vale there, but Jade Averdizian taking off there, but she just burned her shit up. And the veteran was waiting, right?
Sure did. She took off, looked good for a long time, and then just dropped like a rock in a fish tank when the tires went bye-bye.
Yep, absolutely. Cody Stickler wins the Modifieds of Mayhem, and I am very much looking forward to the Modifieds of Mayhem schedule that I think will be coming out very, very soon. Need to connect with our man Stan Narrison and see what that might be about. Maybe that'll be the one. That it's like the college football playoff. Maybe that'll be the one that we make. We're like UNT over here. Maybe that'll be the one where we get in. We as in Houston.
No, they love Tulane.
That's bullshit. Yeah, it's like, I got a text from my kid last night. I mean, even Chloe's like, "Why are we left out, Dad?" I'm like, "Left out of what?" And she's like, "The college football thing."
She hates football. What's she doing following that?
You care? Yeah, she said, "My friends are blowing me up. They want me to ask you." I'm like, "Well, I don't sit in that room. I don't know. I think you should be in."
I mean, Tulane only has 2 losses, one to Ole Miss, number 6, and then one to us with an ass whooping on a Thursday night.
Yeah. I don't know.
They'd be higher if they didn't have that one loss to us, but
yeah. Rocket Raceway Park with the big event going on out there. You had in the factory stocks, our man Mr. Whitehead. So I'm assuming they figured out, because I saw that there was I think it was on the header. I think it was the headers versus the manifolds and all that kind of coming out last minute. Looked like a pretty good car count. So I guess that was all resolved.
Yeah, I guess so. It looked like the controversy followed some things, but not particularly that, I guess.
It's like, shit, come on, man. I'm telling you, dude, on the weekend, it's like I get up, whether I'm home or whether I'm on the road, get myself a cup of coffee, and I'm like, I'm going to go see what's going on. And I even posted on Sunday. I was like sitting.
Pissed off now?
Who's pissed off today? Who's mad in the racing world? I guess we can actually do that during the week right now as well. Our man Boone, Mr. Boone Evans, takes a win as well. Another great friend of the show, and Jeb Sessoms in the coolest car of them all, the Taco Casa sprint car, going to victory lane as well at Rocket. Great Rocket, man.
Yeah, a lot of turnaround at Rocket. They've had some pretty good shows. Weather affected them pretty much just like it did almost every other track in the summer. So,
yep,
good to see him finish strong. I think that's a good positive momentum builder for 2026.
Absolutely. So over the weekend as well, you had the racing. You didn't see Bubba Pollard at New Smyrna, and that's because he had a little thing going on over there at his place, over there at in Georgia at his track. So you had this. So we'll go to the video right here. Here's Bobby Pierce making some moves right there. Brandon Overton as they go into the corner. And they do what they do, and they're slipping and sliding around right there. Of course, this is courtesy of our friends at Flow Sports. Doesn't turn out as well there for Overton as he gets turned sideways and gets hit by damn near everybody in the pack. And as that is wrapping up,
so close.
For one thing, I'm like, dude, that helmet. Come on,
that's
man.
an expensive ass helmet.
That's a very pricey helmet. Your thoughts on that incident? I'll defer to you.
It's a racing deal. Put your pants back on.
I've said this for the longest time to where when you have these things where guys are getting pissed off at each other, when you're throwing sliders, it's the nature of this way of racing. Quite frankly, I really don't see the problem there. I mean, you're going to pinch somebody when you're trying to pass them. I mean, that's what you do. I don't care if you're in a sport compact or if you're in a dirt late model or in a pavement minivan. If you're trying to pass somebody, you're going to pinch down on them a little bit. You don't want to.
I mean, it's not near as egregious as the Cade Dillard, Garrett Alverson thing.
Yeah, that was just deliberate. I mean, that was a very deliberate thing. But that's
two separate incidents. This just looked like a race deal. It's super late models beating and banging off each other because it happens.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole thing to me where it's the nature of a slide job. People get so excited about the slide job, and you hear the announcers. And I mean, when I was calling dirt races, I get excited over a slide job. But what are you basically doing? You're going across somebody's nose. You are cutting them off.
And it's going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, when dudes get pissed off about that, I'm like, well, man, if you don't want that to happen, go race pavement. Kind of like what I say about the dry slick. If you don't want a dry slick track, go race pavement. You're not going to slide. I don't know. That just seems a little over the top for me. But again, it's a good show. What was Cody saying last week? Good show makes it exciting, and that made it exciting.
That's right. The fans got something, whether you were a 32 fan or a 76 fan, you got something that you wanted. And if you weren't a fan of either one, you were just happy to see him throw the helmet. Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, it's Jonathan Davenport with the sweep. Didn't win Flow Night Racing Night in America or whatever that was called, but it's JD. I mean, another one of those guys that's gotten pissed off about these kind of things that wins that. So you had that incident, and then you had this happen as well this weekend. Let's go to the videotape. There's Young Money in the lead. Slide job. Oops. Up and over. Went across the nose. Larson didn't get out and throw helmets. I think he gets it, Bobby.
Well,
I'm not sure he really meant that, but
I think what happened is that the dude on the inside, Dason there, ended up he couldn't reach the brake pedal because he was busy stepping on something else in that cockpit. So that's what that was. That was not a racing incident. That was a stepping on it kind of incident.
Yeah, Dason Pursley, who ends up winning that race there. I mean, after that, but it's like Larson. I mean, we can take a look at that once again. I mean, that is where with the other one, this right there, you just drive it hard into the corner. Larson, in control there, and you just rip right across him. I mean, and again, I do want to say that I'm not going to say that it was on purpose or anything.
It wasn't
vengeful.
intentional, but it was very, very avoidable.
Yes. And that's where it goes back to, you don't make that move at that time.
No.
Maybe you wait. So just a couple of different incidents right there that had folks in an uproar. And I will tell you, that's where Kyle Larson, being that he is Kyle Larson, 2-time NASCAR champion and so forth, and arguably the greatest race driver in the world right now, you handle that a little bit differently, like Kyle Larson does.
Yeah, you're not gonna. He's not the type of guy to throw a helmet, though. So
yeah. No need to get out there and get silly with theatrics. But so there's your excitement right there. All of that courtesy of our friends at Flow Sports.
Well,
sliders,
and not talking about the barbecue kind either.
Yeah, lots of sliders. Lastly, I would love to get your thoughts right there as we see Larson flipping up and down right there, and then Corey Day made that look like amateur status.
Yeah, he was one of the people, the tightrope, the flying something Zambonis or whatever they are.
Yeah.
He was an acrobat this weekend, definitely.
I know that the safety stuff is just incredible on these machines, and the speed that they're in very confined spaces, and you don't move around a lot when you have a crash these days. But it still is very you never know. I mean, you just never know. At what point
they're better when they flip, though, because they dissipate all the energy. It's when the sudden stops is when everybody gets hurt. Yeah.
Do you think at some point, and I know that Christopher Bell talked about last year. I mean, I saw him in person, and I talked with him at the Chili Bowl, to where it's like, Coach is letting me do this. I think it's going to help me. And obviously it did. I mean, I think it does help, when you get out there and you're able to race during this little bit of time off that they have. But at what point, if you're Rick Hendrick and Joe Gibbs and Justin Marks and all these different people, and you see this time after time, middle of the week, you turn on Flow Sports or Racing America or whatever, and boom, there's your driver flipping up and down every which way. At one point, are they like, whoa, hold on. It's my investment right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen at some point, but I think it's kind of like the racers getting to do that is kind of like when I went to Rockingham. I got to go. I didn't go as a media member. I didn't go as a track official. I didn't go as staff. I went as a fan. So I got to experience the race, and it reminded me of all the reasons why I'm a race fan, because generally I'm a race fan first. And so it kind of rekindled my spirit a little bit, going and just getting to experience the race weekend at Rockingham. And I think the drivers have that same kind of philosophy. It's so crazy to be a Cup driver, so stressful, so much time commitment, so much commitment in general, from meetings and engineering studies and all the sponsor relations, all that stuff. That sometimes just going out on a midweek race and just racing to race, I think that's good mindset. That's good for the mind, good for the soul for some of those guys.
Yeah, that very much is the case, and that's a great point right there, because you do see those guys, like when you see them at Chili Bowl and you see them in different spots, where they are very laid back. I mean, even if you go by their merchandise hauler, where you'll see them just casually hanging out. And the funny thing about it is, you see a lot of these guys are hanging out, and there's people there, and they may not know that that's Christopher Bell or that's Larson's a little different, where he just kind of. And not to discredit.
Well, and you got to find the right time too.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. If the guy's getting ready to qualify, you can't go up and ask for his autograph and try to carry on a conversation. When he's done and you catch him at the hall, if he's not trying to take a whiz, that's when you maybe can catch him for a few minutes. And, you know, you don't want to Justin Allgaier the guy.
Hey, come on now. That's when I was very hungry. Young, well, I wasn't young, media member. If you guys don't know what Bobby's talking about right there, TMS, many years ago, one of the first times that I went up there is in media capacity, which I had no idea how to act as a media person. I still don't. That's why you see me drinking beer at the track when I'm there working as media. I go rolling up to the TMS pisser in the infield, and Justin Allgaier's in the stall next to me, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, you got time for an interview?" And he like looks over at me as we're both taking a leak. He's like, maybe a little later, maybe a little bit later on, we can make something happen. But that's the way I roll.
Big news in this week. Having going to do the return of the 40 for Junior Motorsports there for the Daytona 500 with Stapleton and that Traveler whiskey brand and a new Chevy Camaro at that. And you notice that what I like about it, it says
that's not a Camaro. That's not a Camaro.
But it says new look Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, and they don't call it a Camaro.
People are all in an uproar about, oh my God, it drives me crazy to where it's like, well, the Camaro's discontinued. Come on.
Chevy's going to race. NASCAR's going to let them race whatever they wanted. If they were going to race the Vet, NASCAR would have found a way to make the Vet template work.
They could call this thing a fucking Nova. I don't care what it is. I mean, it looks like the other two cars, just with a different nose and a different tail.
I mean, because the Toyota, the one that doesn't look like it belongs is the Toyota Supra. You put an Xfinity Supra next to a street Supra, and you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. I sent you a picture of one this past weekend. That one that I saw at Radwood over there, dude, that I sent that to my wife, and she's like, you need to get you a Supra. I'm like, whoa. What?
Yeah, the Xfinity Supra doesn't look anything like a real street Supra. At least the Mustang, Camaro, and Camry somewhat resemble a street car.
Yeah, and that resembles a Camaro.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I mean,
the sad part is that's not your average everyday Camaro. A ZL1 Camaro sold for $65,000 base price.
I know.
A Dark Horse Mustang's $95,000. You know.
Yeah, and that's where we get into arguments about, well, they don't look like real cars like back in the day. Well, they don't make Thunderbirds no more. There's no Monte Carlos. I ain't seen a Grand Prix in years, Bobby. Hell, I ain't seen a Pontiac in years.
Not since 2007.
A Cutlass. Man, I haven't. Lake Speed's car, that 83, that wins car. I see that one posted all the time. This is a real race car. Man, I haven't seen one of those on the highway in like 30 years. These are the cars we have now.
Tell you, the closest stock car are the supercars down in Australia.
Yeah.
Even Austin Cindric said this drives better than his Cup car.
Yeah. And that's to me, that's where, like with these car shows that I've been doing for work, where I go and I'll post pictures every now and then, to where it's like I feel like I'm in the pits back in the 80s, because these were the cars that we had with Monte Carlos and Camaros. I think I posted a Ford from Don Fowler, or I think it was Don Fowler, Steve Banovac, or what, all these old cars. I'm like, yeah, but that was, and I have to walk myself back. I'm like, yeah, Rodney, that was 1981. When that was like the car to have, and that's where it's not a real car. Yes, that's what we have now. Look around on the highway. This is what you're driving these days. I still ain't seen a two-door Camry.
Well,
I mean, at least a purpose-built two-door Camry. Yeah. But that Supra, whew, damn.
Yeah, that Supra looked good.
I sat down in that son of a gun. I went and talked to the folks from Toyota. I'm like, can I just sit in that? I want to grip the wheel. So I jumped down in that thing, 2-seater. I jumped down in there. I damn near couldn't get out. My fat ass was in there, and I'm, knees are all.
Yeah.
That's a sweet looking vehicle, man.
It's like getting in a Vet, one of those new, C9 Vets. It's like they cool to get in, they bitch to get out of.
Dude, I hit that midlife crisis when I got in that thing. I'm like, damn.
They're only $60,000.
They're like, start it up. I'm like, I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. I'm fine with just smelling it and looking at it and caressing it gently. That's all I need to do. I don't need the full effect. Yeah. Fun show. Ricky Brooks dropping the nuggets about what's coming up with their super late model schedule for 2026. Of course, it is the Bigley 128.
A 2026 Toyota GR Supra, sale price $70,862.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Anybody want to sponsor me one of those? ODS, Accelerated Media Services, Simpson, Humbug Holiday Lighting. Anybody want to sponsor me one of those? I'd be glad to drive it around with your logo on it on the highway. I don't want to race it. I want to drive. Allison Legacy. Did you catch that when he was talking about the Legacies? Can you imagine if the Legacies, and again,
get a UARA sanction? Hell yeah.
Pure speculation. But yeah, could you imagine that? Dude, there's your Texas influence right there. Good job, Texas. You take the highs and lows. Hell, it won't be long. Ricky's going to be running Legends.
Oh, here's the deal. Toyota suggested retail price $62,865. Dealer installed accessory $7,997. Advertised price $70,862. Bright red, little too bright color for you.
Well, I think if I was going to spend that kind of money, I'd go ahead and let them load it up. I'd go ahead and load it up. If I'm going to have a car payment, that is the beauty of my. And I got to tell you too. I know Toyota's a bad word to a lot of people. I love my Corolla. That thing, it's a sharp looking car. I get a lot of people that are like, "What is that?" I'm like, it's a Toyota Corolla,
inline V6 on the Supra.
Oh, goddamn! Don't tell me that. My car's paid for, looks nice, and I keep it clean, and it doesn't have any miles because I don't drive it very often. So but the wife did say, "You need that." Oh, I think actually she said, "We need that." So, anyway, beautiful car. Lots of beautiful cars out there, but that's your new Chevrolet that will be in the Cup Series in 2026. Again, thanks to Ricky Brooks for joining us. Great highlight videos that we saw tonight with all of the whatever. I guess we can touch on Texas. So we've got the Sparkling City Classic that will be coming up. Am I missing something in between?
The shootouts this week.
The shootout. Oh, well, yeah. How can I miss that one? My God, talk about drama.
Yeah, there's a shootout this weekend. Yeah.
I'll definitely be drinking coffee on Sunday to see what comes out of all of that.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's going to be a well-attended event, and you can catch that, I believe, on imca.tv. If you're not able to get out to the South Texas Race Ranch, should be a good one out there in Corpus Christi. All right, man. Rest of the week for you. Batten down the hatches. You ready for the flood? It's coming.
Ready for the flood. And also, final thoughts here. After some research, the X handle is Revved Race Talk.
Okay, that's what I thought.
REVVED Race Talk.
Revved Race Talk. Yeah,
1,942 posts, but we haven't had one since June.
We have got to get a social media person. Kayla. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, we've got to get that thing moving. We will, since we did have comments, we will get all of that figured out, and we'll just probably, I know we do it on Texas Sports Unfiltered. We have a randomizer that just kind of picks a winner. So we will get that done. Need to go back and check the Racing America Twitter thing and all that. And somebody will be receiving a prize pack courtesy of On-Demand Shirts, a RUSS cap and shirt. So we'll reach out, get your preferred shirt size and all that stuff, get your pivotal information, and get that in the mail for you before the holidays. And we'll do it again next Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever we do, because remember, next week before Thanksgiving, we have that special that's going to be coming up predominantly about the South Texas IMCA Modified Series. They are under rebranding effort and so forth, and they have chosen RUSS to be their launch pad of how they want to announce all of that. So we're very excited about that. That's next week. Look on the socials, and we'll get you the updated information on all of that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. Other than that, family gonna do an early family Thanksgiving on Sunday. The PlayStation comes in on Friday. Also, chime in if you're interested.
Right there.
In a revved up PS5 NASCAR 2025 league. Rodney and I might be interested in doing that as a group
No,
project.
I'm not joining any of those leagues. Too many that PS5 to me, it's like, oh my God.
All right, so maybe one of us. I don't know.
I regret that thing ever showed up. Because it's like, I sit down, Bobby, and it's like 2.5 hours later. I'm like,
oh, it's going to consume my Friday night.
Yeah, well, I know.
I'm almost contemplating taking off on Friday so I could just play with it all day.
Well, I've made the mistake that I'm in career mode, and I'm currently in the Arkham Menards series right now, and I'm struggling. I've got a sponsor, but my performances aren't very good, so I need to step that up. I'm pretty good at the short tracks, but besides pissing off the drivers, I Got to get better. D.L. Wilson, calm down, man. I thought we were buddies. Tony Breidinger talking shit about me for crying out loud. Come on, man.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah. I don't have to go. I'm going to find her in the garage and we're going to have a conversation.
I got nothing for that.
Chris Smith. So I can't play the new game. This dude's on PS1. Chris, I think the last one that I had was PS.
I have an Xbox One, not an S or an X. I have an Xbox One. It can't play any of the new games I wanted, so that's why I'm investing in a new system at 46 years old.
I had a PS. I think it was 2 was the last one that I had, or the only Xbox that I'd ever had, and I only have that because I won it in a raffle at the YMCA when I used to be a member over there. So I won that. It was used, and I had some games. Didn't play it very often. It was more for the girls. I did at my dad's house, and it's his video game. It ain't mine. I did play PlayStation, whatever it was, for NASCAR 98, because, I love that, Flirting with Disaster NASCAR game. We played the shit out of that way back then, around 1998. Now,
Dirt to Daytona was my favorite video game.
Yeah. What I did play a lot of and still have the system and will occasionally hook up and play the Wii. I like the Wii, like Wii.
I thought you were going to talk about the Atari 2600.
Still have that too.
I'm going to send you a link. They have it on sale this weekend for Black Friday sale. They have an original Atari game for the PlayStation.
Mine works. Shit, mine works. It's like now what I don't have now is the TV. The TV took a shit. 45-year-old TV and it quit working all of a sudden. Come on.
I may need to borrow your VCR, but that's another question for another day.
I've been doing some warehousing out in the garage. I have 3. Buddy, I will give you a VCR. My gift to you.
Yeah, right. Merry Christmas.
Being such a great buddy. I will give you a VCR. I still play the Wii Resort. You got golf on there. You got bowling and all these different. I do play that. But yeah, this PS5, it shows up here and it's like, oh my God. I'm like, I really don't need this. But then, I really really PGA 25. And like when you text me, it's like, what all games do you play? I'm like, racing, golf, and the football one. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I got. I got a wrestling one the other day. So
yeah. So it's
I bought games before I bought the system. So
what sucks is that it's just so, realistic. Like the golf one. It's like you're sitting there and you're like in the middle of this tournament because I'm in career mode in that son of a bitch too, So it's like you're sitting there and you're like trying to make a putt and you hear the birds, and the crowd is all. I hate it. I can't turn the damn thing off. So maybe I'll play in the league. See, I hate that thing. But anyway, rest of the week for you besides wasting all your time playing.
Got a game on Saturday, a big game in the Dome against East Carolina. Can spoil their chances at a conference championship. And then, like I said, Thanksgiving with half the family on Sunday, and then working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then off for a couple of days for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think we're going to do something for Thanksgiving. Maybe hit where you and I and Dad went. I think we're maybe going to hit the Chisholm Trail and fill our faces possibly on Sunday. Maybe a little post game for Texas Arkansas. Arkansas just needs to knock Texas out. Let's just be done with it. No, I don't hope that happens. But anyway, Texas Sports Unfiltered, catch the post-game show as soon as that's over. And me and my brother, Zay Collier, will get you all the intel on
Don't get too negative now.
God, yeah. I know. You call yourself a fan. Anyway, whatever. It's like, then I got another one. It's like, you're a UT graduate and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I've been to that campus, but I ain't never been to a class there. Are you kidding me? I've taken a leak on campus there before, like in a parking lot, but I never went to school there. Come on now. So anyway, all right, you guys, thank you for being a part of the program. We'll do it again next week. Again, stay tuned to the socials because we got big STEM stuff that's going to be happening next week. We want y'all to be a part of that. Our friends at On Demand Shirts, Rachel Plant, Nick Robbins. I don't know who all is going to be involved with this, but we'll get it all put together and looking forward to bringing you that breaking news next week. Bobby, be safe up down there, man. Watch that weather. I know it'll sneak up on you real fast with the way things are happening. They're talking about strong. I'm actually not kidding. They're talking about strong winds, all these different things. We know how that shit can happen over there. So everybody be safe. For those of you folks outside of Texas, thank you for finding us. Be sure and check out all the socials and our Racing America folks.
And don't forget to watch and like the YouTube. That's where all the special bonus content goes.
That's right.
So check out the YouTube channel, and who knows, maybe we'll give away some prizes for YouTube, but during the holidays too.
Absolutely. Got to check that as well if we have any comments there. But the winner will be notified, and we'll get that over to you for this week. Until next week, he's Showtime Bobby Chaffee down south in the south part of Texas. I'm Rodney Rodriguez a little bit further up north. We'll catch you next week. Hashtag Real Race Talk. It has been the Revved Up Sports Show.